Currently in the UK, 13 million people are living under the poverty line, and that's where local food banks step in. Digest Sheffield are here at Burngreave Food Bank, one of several in South Yorkshire, where they supply emergency food for those in need. Let's take a look and find out what it's all about.
Well, the way that our system works, because we're following the National Trussell Trust system, is that everyone who comes here for food has to be referred to as using one of our printed vouchers. So that way we know that the folk are actually being helped by some organisation already that's looking at whatever issue, benefits issue or housing or whatever it is that's causing them to be in that emergency situation. So what we can't do is just have people coming to the door or phoning and saying, "Could you give us some food?" Because we need, they need to come via a referrer.
How many people actually use the service here at Burngreave?
Well, since we opened in June last year, we've had over 700 have benefited from it, and that's including members of families. So that's maybe half that number of actual visitors to the centre.
So, what are the backgrounds of the service users?
They're quite a mixed group of people, really. There are quite a lot of young people and middle-aged people. Many of them, more than half of them, have a benefit-related issue. So maybe they've had to give up their job because of health, and they're applying for ESA and there are problems over that. Or perhaps they've had a benefit sanction, and sometimes these seem to, listening to the client's point of view, seem to have happened without them knowing what they've done, but nevertheless they still have to manage for a week or two or more on a lower income. We had somebody, actually a couple of weeks ago, somebody came back to us to say how grateful he'd been for the help that we given him the previous week. And he said he hadn't eaten for several days when he came here, and so he'd eaten 2 plates of biscuits with his cup of tea, and taken away his bags of food, and since then the problem had been sorted out, and so he actually came back to say thank you, which is quite rare, really, but we know that people do.
Well, I think there's one particular lady that came, a Nigerian lady, and she and her husband were over in this country, and I think they'd moved up from London, and he was studying, but he was going to then be able to get a job, but they had a sort of a gap really when they'd moved until either of them could get any work, and it takes a while as well for any benefits to be worked out when someone's new to an area. And they had 4 little children. They were really gorgeous children. The children all came in and coloured and things while we were packing food for them. And it was a temporary crisis for her, very much. So we gave them enough food to last them a few days. And then probably a couple of weeks later, they were in a much better situation. So she actually came and brought us some food then when we were collecting the next time, once they'd got some money.